And this one is going to be very interesting. We are very excited to be having majority, should I say majority, but several of the African community leaders here in Chicago in our midst. We're going to be taking updates from them regarding how they've been able to go through the pandemic, some of the challenges, the opportunities, events, and stuff coming up. And so we are so excited to be coming your way this evening. We don't seem to, I think Captain Mike is running a little, no, we have a little glitch, so we might not have the Captain Mike segment for this evening. However, we want to take a short break. When we come back, the show will continue. This is the Progressive Minds show, and I encourage you all to share the feed if you're watching us live on Facebook and on YouTube. Please share the feed now. We shall be right back.
We live. Cool. Here we go. I'm gonna do this. Harvest. Harvest.
You be my golden tree, cocoa. Sweet inside, with a heart of gold.
Ashanti, Bronga Hafo, said you looking good in your afro. Yellow dress when you're ready to leave and go. Seen you in your green shoes, you were really looking mo.
Cool.
Dressing for me, baby. Take a walk with me through the bush, mama. All your relatives fine, baby. I'ma take you on a trip in my Kantanka because you're sweet. You're rolling with the grandpapa. Don Dada, export from Africa to the world. I wanna dance with ya. Everybody be trying to romance with ya. Obronies overseas want a chance with ya. Well, I know who they be when they done with you. They gon' try to trade you in for coffee. I can never cheat. Treat you good, too costly. I met you through Tetakwashi.
You be my golden tree, cocoa. Sweet inside, with a heart of gold. You be my golden tree, cocoa. Sweet inside, with a heart
Check me out
of
now.
gold.
I am in the wild since registration, all in, but you kept me waiting at the club with these honeys, no replacement. Chocolate black fire, cause you're blazing. I'll be that. You keep me warm, you make me strong, you taste so right, something gotta be wrong. Black like the star in the middle of the flag, love it when you open up, especially when you're sad. Remember how you used to hang out on the vine though? I used to play you all my vinyls, my con, that's what I wrote. You are still the C back then, no online though. I got bars, but you are sweetheart. No.
Cool. Here we go. Golden. I'm gonna do this. Harvest. Harvest.
You be my golden tree, cocoa. Sweet inside, with a heart of gold.
Ashanti, Bronga Hafo, said you looking good in your afro. Yellow dress when you're ready to leave and go. Seen you in your green shoes, you were really looking mo.
Cool.
Dressing for me, baby. Take a walk with me through the bush, mama. All your relatives fine, baby. I'ma take you on a trip in my Kantanka because you're sweet. You're rolling with the grandpapa. Don Dada, export from Africa to the world. I wanna dance with ya. Everybody be trying to romance with ya. Obronies overseas want a chance with ya. Well, I know who they be when they done with you. They gon' try to trade you in for coffee. I can never cheat. Treat you good, too costly. I met you through Tetakwashi.
You be my golden tree, cocoa. Sweet inside, with a heart of gold. You be my golden tree, cocoa. Sweet inside, with a heart
Check me out
of
now.
gold.
I am in the wild since registration, all in, but you kept me waiting at the club with these honeys, no replacement. Chocolate black fire, cause you're blazing. I'll be that. You keep me warm, you make me strong, you taste so right, something gotta be wrong. Black like the star in the middle of the flag, love it when you open up, especially when you're sad. Remember how you used to hang out on the vine though? I used to play you all my vinyls, my con, that's what I wrote. You are still the C back then, no online though. I got bars, but you are sweetheart. No.
Well, welcome back to the Progressive Mind Show. We are very we wanted to really apologize for the late start of the show this evening, just due to a few technical glitch. We have Captain Mike on the bill now. Captain Mike will give us a segment. Right after that, the show continues. Again, you're watching the Progressive Mind Show right here in the city of Chicago. Captain Mike, please take it from here.
All right. Right now, you look at a pretty nice day. 79 degrees in Midway. Winds are out of the south. Pretty gusty, gusting up to 30 miles per hour. So keep your hands on those hats. And that's going to be something for the next few days. So for the rest of tonight, we're looking at low about 66 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, Friday, we're looking at a high of 84 tomorrow, high of 78 on Friday, and we're looking at some scattered thunderstorms. Lows are going to be in the lower 70s. Saturday, high of around 80 degrees. Winds are out of the south, and some chances of scattered rain throughout the day. Sunday, we're going to get up to about 72, maybe a little higher than that. Sun is going to poke his head out a couple times, and there's still a chance of rain. So Monday, a better day, about 72, maybe a little higher. Might be underdoing a little bit. Low of 65. Winds are out of the south again. No, northeast. Going to be partly cloudy skies. Tuesday, another chance of rain. High of around 78. Winds are going to be out of the west, 5 to 10 miles an hour. Same thing Wednesday, high of about 78. Chance of rain. Winds are 5 to 10 miles an hour out of the west. All right, looking at sports, the White Sox defeated the Pittsburgh Pirates 4-3. And going to some soccer scores today, we'll look at the Ghana Professional League. Asante Kotoko 2, Carlia 1. Berkham Chelsea 2, the Elmira Sharks 1. Dreams Football Club 2, 11 Wonders 1. Great Olympics 1, Beckham U 0. And we have Wafa 3 and the Adana Stars 2. So that takes care of sports. So now we get into our health and fitness report. And we have this report from the Chicago Sun-Times. And we're in the midst of summer. It's officially summer now. Well, 5 tips to make your summer safe. Tip 1, practice COVID safety, because COVID is still around out there and want you guys to be safe. So follow the CDC guidance on mask wearing and get those vaccinations if you can. 2, watch out for food poisoning. Make sure you wash your hands after you're touching food or cooking. Wash the surfaces and your cookware. Keep raw food and cooked food separated. Cook meat to the proper temperature. Use a thermometer if you have one. Defrost food in the refrigerator and refrigerate perishables within 2 hours after use. Stay safe in the water. If you're going swimming, swim in pairs at least. Take a buddy with you. Don't swim alone. Stay hydrated. Drink lots of fluids. Stay away from alcohol in the hot sun. And the number 5 tip out of the 5, exercise with caution. When it's really hot out there, we know you want to look good and have those bikini bodies, but hey, take it easy when it's really hot and humid. And with that, Cena, we're going back to you.
That being said, I am taking in my fluid. I need that. It's going to be very interesting today. We have these great leaders from the African community in Chicago, and we're going to be engaging them. So I need all my fluid. These are great people with a lot of energy, especially knowing I'm going to be dealing with Fatima. I'm going to be dealing with David Matanda. Fatima is the most stubborn one on the show. So she's going to be giving me, she's the one that's going to give me a lot of hell. So that's why I need all my water. Brother, thank you so much for those updates. What's up for the rest of the evening? Actually, what's the update with the airline industry so far?
Well, right now we're looking at about 71% of what we had 2 years ago as far as the loads from TSA. So it's looking better. Things are heading in the right direction. And as you saw on the news the other day, American Airlines had to cancel some flights because they don't have enough people to work for them. So people are flying. So get out there, go travel.
All right. For those of you who already have plans, the airline industry is picking up. And so go out there and, like you said, have fun. Go out, check out what else is around the world, and do not stay in your bubble. It's good to travel. They say travel and see. My brother, thank you so much for your time and for the updates. We're hoping to see you next week, Wednesday.
All right. Take care.
All right, my brother. Thank you so much once again. Okay, we are back and we will jump straight into the convo this evening. We are glad to be coming your way again. We ask that you share the feed if you're on Facebook and on YouTube. So today is June 23rd, 2021. Time is 6:16 p.m. right here in the studios of the Progressive Minds, beautiful city of Chicago. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Progressive Mind Show again. Our topic today is updates from Chicago African community leaders. As you may have seen on social media, the African community is a very vibrant one in Chicago. The unity and togetherness is very present and alive. Needs more work, but very much alive. Today's discussion will cover a diverse range of topics, from the current happenings to the impact of COVID to plans for the future. As we delve into our discussion, we will get to know more specific and get opinions of these informed and vibrant leaders in our community. We will also begin by asking the updates on events and programs of their communities. We will also like to know what are the plans for collaboration and partnerships within the African countries or African communities here in Chicago. And then after that, we will also get to know what they have in terms of festivals, events, upcoming. Those upcoming events and festivals are things I would like to know. So most importantly, we also will be talking about asking questions about how Africans are faring within their community. So please stay tuned. This one will be very interesting. And let's go straight to our guest this evening. We have David Matanda, who is the leader of the Ugandan community. David Matanda, you're welcome. David, can I hear us? I think maybe because it's muted. David, can you hear me now? Okay, David, can you hear me? All right, so we're having a little glitch with David. CHIOMA is the leader of NAPA. NAPA is
the Samu.
Okay, so we'll come back to you, David. CHIOMA is the president of NAPA, which is North American Professionals, Nigerian Americans Professional Associations. Nigerian Americans Professional Association. It is a very vibrant and huge organization within the Nigerian community in Chicago, also in the diaspora. So we'd like to welcome CHIOMA MADUKO to the show. CHIOMA, you're welcome. Looks like we're having sound issues.
I'm so happy to be here.
All right, great. Francine is also here. Francis is also the General Secretary of CABAC, which is a big organization, a big community in Cameroonian community here in the city of Chicago. Francis, you're welcome to the Progressive Minds. All right, can you hear us?
Yes.
Thank you. We have a lot of reps here. We have the leader from the Liberian community, Dr. ARTEMUS GAYE. Can you hear us?
I'm on the radio show. I'll call you back.
Dr. ARTEMUS GAYE, can you hear us? Okay. I don't know why we're having sound issues. Can all of you hear me?
The voice is low. Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Okay, so we also have KWESI Sam, who is the president of the Ghana National Council, the Ghanaian community here in the city of Chicago. KWESI, I think this is the first time you've been on the show since over a long time, right?
Yes, it is. You know, I finally got to be able to come. You know, it's been a busy season for me, but I knew I've been missing out, so I have to make it today. I'm glad to be here. Yes.
No, we are great. We are grateful to have you, KWESI.
Thank you.
Fatima is also the leader of the Malian community here in Chicago. Fatima, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay, welcome to the show, Fatima.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And we have AMSON, who is, we're going to have to get a lot of help here. AMSON, Joseph AMSON is the leader of the Ivorian community. Joseph AMSON, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you, AK.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Nice
My
to meet
pleasure.
you.
That's on the radio show. We'll call you back.
Absolutely. So we have, I think we have everybody introduced. We are losing Francine ABBEY from the Togolese community. Did I miss? I don't think I missed anyone. So let's begin, guys. We're not coming back from COVID, so we would like to know how you all handled the pandemic. Actually, first tell us how much the pandemic hit your communities, and then you can tell us briefly how you were able to navigate it. Let's start from KWESI. I think we'll end it with you, so we'll just start with you, KWESI, and then please, you all make ready. Once KWESI is done, I would like to get from you all a quick update of the effect of the pandemic on your community. KWESI-san, please. For some reason, I think you muted yourself. So,
okay, here I am.
Yeah. So
yes, thank you for having me, and thanks to your listeners for tuning in. I wanted to say that the Ghanaian community itself here in Chicago, we're pretty lucky in terms of the COVID. It was a stressful moment, it's something we've never seen before. But God being so good, on record and officially, we didn't have anybody died of COVID. We had few people that had it. They were hospitalized. They came back alive. So something we've never seen before. In terms of casualties, we don't have anybody that died of COVID. With that being said, the community itself were very, very, accommodating with the leadership of the community. When we asked that all events must be suspended, pretty much everybody did, and the protocols that we put in place was observed by pretty much the whole community. So I think those are some of the reasons why we didn't get hit hard, and we will thank the community with giving this opportunity. We thank the community for really respecting the leadership and listening to the directives and the advice that was given during the pandemic.
Thank you. Really appreciate the quick update. That was very concise. Let's go to Fatima. Fatima, you belong to the Malian. Actually, you are a leader of the Malian community. I think, and also a leader of the Illinois Hair Braiders Association. So, Fatima, quickly, your updates with regards to the impact of COVID.
My name is Fatima TRAORE. Like Sena did the introduction earlier. With COVID, we went through a lot, and thank God that we all here. I believe that we lost over here in Illinois, we lost 1 Malian, and we lost 2 people in the hair braiding community as well. In a whole, we lost 3 people. I was close to one of them, which was a Malian. The other sister lost her husband, and there are some other braiders who lost their life as well. We were respecting the barrier measurements, and we try to update the needs of the community. However, some of the people unfortunately got it. They had families. Thank God that he stopped on them. Their family didn't get the COVID. None of their family members were COVID positive. It was just single death in all of those 3 different families.
Okay.
We pray for them to rest in peace, and moving forward, we hope to on being vigilant, washing hands, and getting the vaccine done if we believe in it. If not, we got to keep on respecting the measure of barrier.
Thank you so much. We are very pleased for that brief update regarding COVID. Let's go to NAPA, the Nigerians. I'm on Niger. Chioma, can you hear us? Okay, Chioma, your updates, please, regarding, we can hear you. We can hear you. Yeah. Yes, please take it from here.
Community, I mean, we're grateful for where we're at, but we did have a lot of changes with just how we used to interact. We have a lot of in-person events, and once COVID hit and we heard news of the new restrictions with gathering, we had to kind of change and reshift how we interacted with our community. So we switched over to a virtual environment where we held many virtual events to connect with our community. We also were able to send out newsletters to our community with current events, in addition to finding out ways that we could support our community and just kind of stay in contact with everyone. But you know, we've all managed to try and stay in touch with our community through the virtual environment. So we're grateful for that, and we're grateful that we were even able to just have that access to the internet. It's helped us out a lot throughout this time. I wasn't aware of any casualties, or I would want to also find out if there was any passings due to the COVID in our community. But we're grateful that we made it through and we had the internet during the time of COVID to still stay in touch with our community.
No, thank you. For some reason, we're getting that little breaks. We hope that, you know, as we go along, it will smoothen out. It probably is not your fault, Chioma, but you know, sometimes these things happen when you're doing virtual. So let's listen to David Matanda. David Matanda is the president of the Ugandan community. David, again, quickly, the impact of the pandemic on your community.
Yes, good evening, viewers, and
okay, so let's try Joseph. Joseph, can you hear me? Okay, Joseph, quickly, your updates, please.
I mean, thank you everyone for being on this virtual. I just want to thank God because in my community, especially in Chicago, we have no problem right now for the COVID. I never heard about a friend of mine got, you know, contaminated, and everything went well.
Okay.
So we pray that the Lord keep blessing us and keep us safe.
Remember,
and I would love everyone get safe in any way they go in across the country, because it's not a joke. The COVID is a real thing, and I pray that everybody get along sometime, because it's very important. You cannot just stay alone in your house because of the COVID. Sometimes you have to gather with people and all the community around you.
Right.
So this virtual is very important to inform people how to take care of their family, how to protect themselves, and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But I can say in my community, despite this COVID, the pandemic, we try to do a lot of stuff. Some people lost their parents. We are always there to help them out, you know, do the funeral, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So we stay together during this this pandemic. We stay together, we gather together, and life going on. So I want to thank you for this opportunity to say something about what's going on in our community. And,
thank you. Thank you.
Something
that I wanted to ask you all is, one, in your presentation, if you have a rough number of the people in your community that you are aware of, please feel free to share with us. Let's hear from ARTEMUS. ARTEMUS is the leader of the Liberian community. Dr. ARTEMUS GAYE, please.
Thank you so much. This is a good way of us knowing what happened to us through the year. And we appreciate such a wonderful gathering. though this is virtual, but we appreciate. Well, our community, the Liberian Association, of which I am the de facto leader, we are now transitioning to hopefully to a new phase, have more representation from the. You may or may not know, the Liberian organization is the oldest African association in these United States.
Wow.
Especially for Illinois, was founded in 1954. That's how old. So all Africans that came here came through the Liberian community or the Liberian network. So we did lose some members early on, and but we were proactive in doing our part. My home on the south side was a gathering place for a lot of the younger people. There's nowhere to go. So most came here to my place in the Chatham neighborhood, and we hanged out, we cooked together, we discussed about treating ourselves well, distancing, yes. And so for that reason, I spent most of the time over the last year rallying support for Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guinea. And why was that more important to me or to my organization? One of the group I had is the Prince Ibrahim and Isabella Freedom Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
That was important because Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guinea were hit hard during the Ebola crisis, knowing full well of the challenges. So we were preparing ourselves, knowing that it could happen if we didn't do the very precaution. So I partnered with the City of Chicago Fire Department, and all through the last year, it was just collecting medical supplies, PPEs, first responder equipment, getting them ready for Liberia. And I would let you know to date, West Africa, the highest rate of the current Delta strain is in Liberia. So, and this is the second poorest country on earth as I speak to you. So this is where our resources we are directing. So I'll be appealing to everybody in the healthcare area. We are shipping multiple containers over. If you know anything that you can help to share with us so we can think about our people back in the Mana River Union, I will appreciate you.
Okay.
I just want to let you. Thank you.
No, thank you for giving us a quick update. Let's hear from Francine, David Matanda. Can you hear me now? Okay, so I think we're still trying to get David Matanda's audio working. Francis, can you hear me? Francis with KABAC. Okay. Okay. Your volume is super low, but let's try and get an update from your community. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. You might want to turn the volume on your phone, your device. Can you turn the volume up?
Yeah, it's all the way up.
Okay. So I think there's a little technical glitch there. But please go ahead and tell us exactly, just give us briefly the updates with regards to how COVID-19 affected the Cameroonian community in Chicago.
We had but nobody died.
Francis, can you change your location because the volume, what I'll do is I'm going to probably exit you out and then try and change your location, see if we can get a better sound because this one is not, I think this one is not coming through correctly. So let's try if we can hear Francine. Can Francine hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Francine, your picture, just turn on the video of your camera, your device, and we might be able to see you, okay?
Yeah, it's on. The camera is on, but I don't know why it's not showing.
Okay, that's fine. Give us the updates within the Togolese community here in Chicago, please.
Okay. First, thank you very much for having us together this evening to talk about what is going on in our community. The Togolese community, for example, some people were sick. A lot of people were sick, but we didn't have any death. We thank God we didn't have any death. Okay. You know, at the beginning of the pandemic, we like, you know, African, we have our traditional solution for sickness. Okay. So everybody get into it. Like some tea, mixed with a lot of stuff we drink. So to like every African has to drink stuff like that because we don't want to go to the hospital because we hear what is going on over there. So we have our stuff to heal ourselves. So that's why a lot of people get into that and get better. We don't even have any death in our community here in Chicago, but in the other state, yes. But here in Chicago, from my knowledge, I didn't hear anybody, any family having death COVID related. So
that should mean that the Togolese in Chicago know how to mix their tea concoction very well than the other
exactly,
other places.
exactly. Everybody got it. Everybody drink a last. People who don't drink tea, they drink tea this time.
Yes,
because they have to. Yeah, that's what happened. It heal a lot of people.
Good.
So until today, people still drinking it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's what heal a lot. Yeah. So no more, no death in Chicago for that reason. Yeah.
Thank you. And you did not hear of any serious illness from the COVID within your community as well, right?
People were sick, but very not as serious to be hospitalized for days. You know, people were sick, they treated themselves at home. Yes, yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So if we can, to get a clearer understanding, I think at least for the purposes of this conversation and for the guests on this show, the Malian community is the only one that suffered some death due to COVID. Is that correct, Fatima?
Only the Malian community, some other community did. Maybe they're referring to speak about it. I personally know other community who did, but I'm gonna refrain to say anything about it.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
I can speak for myself, for my community.
Yeah, but
got sick, so many people healed, and so many.
Okay, so thank you, Fatima. We were getting the feedback. That's why so thank you for that update. We just wanted to make sure that at least again for the folks on this platform, based on what has been shared so far, that at least again based on the information that has been shared, your community is the only one.
We did.
Okay, great. Okay, Francine, you can see us now, right?
Yes, I can see you now.
Good. I mean,
yeah, I can see you now.
Thank God. We should. All the beautiful ladies have to be on there so we can be colorful. Our breakfast has to be colorful with all the pretty ladies. So thank you so much for making it. We are glad that things worked out. My brother Francis, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So I think it was the location. Now let's get to. Anybody knows the exact amount, or at least a rough amount of the members within the communities, respectful communities? Anybody has a number? Okay, so we don't know exact number or roughly the number within our communities, and that is fine because it's difficult to get that data. But roughly, can we guesstimate the number of Africans within the Chicago area? Joseph, go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, as the president of my community in Chicago here, I have people are registered with me. I'm around 80 people.
80 people, okay.
Yeah, from my association, my community.
Right.
80 people I have in my hand registered to my association.
Okay.
But there's a lot around. They're not registered to my association, so I cannot really tell you. But 80, that's the number I can give you for sure.
Good. Now, within the Ivorian community in Chicago, your group is not the only one, right? There are other groups.
There's over a lot of people around, but they don't want to be part of my community. So nothing I can do about this.
I understand.
Yeah.
KWESI, you were going to give us some numbers. After that, I think Fatima and Francine wanted to give us some numbers too, but KWESI, some numbers.
Yeah, I think I wasn't. I know I don't have any number for you, but I was going to say that you kind of brushed off that question a little bit, and I think it's quite concerning that we've lived in this country for, I mean, this city of Chicago and the surrounding neighborhoods for many, many years, and we don't have any data. You know, to me, it's saddening. We've made several attempts for the past 15, 20 years to have data. For some reason, and I don't know why, most Africans and most Ghanaians, so far as I am concerned, are always refusing to give us the information we need to put together a data that shows clearly how many Ghanaians we have here in the Chicagoland area. For me, we can't do much as a community if we can't tell how many people we have. The mayors coming in, the aldermen, and you know, the city has taken advantage of us for many, many years, and we don't have a voice. And the reason we don't have a voice is because we don't have any data. We don't even know how many of us are here in the Chicagoland area. For Ghanaians, we are always guessing 20,000. It could be less, it could be more. But how are we going to be able to know this? So I think these are one of the problems that we need to tackle, you know, as soon as possible, because without data, you know, we don't have a voice.
Right. Thank you so much.
We are just guessing about 20,000 Ghanaians in the Chicagoland community.
Okay. Well, thank you again for sharing. That was very, very important to know that there's a struggle when it comes to getting this data. Fatima, you were agreeing to what you were saying. Anything you want to add to that?
I totally second what President KWESI said. We several organizations. Well, we have, but in the organization that I do belong. I belong to all of the organization, by the way. However, the one that I'm speaking of right now, we have over 200 people registered. So, like he said, our numbers will always be unknown because some people would like to adhere one organization, but they do not want to be a part of the others. So some people don't want the change. Some people agree with the change. Some people do not want to be dealing with any of the organization, whether it is religious or it is political or political. So it's a little bit complicated. So the database of the Malian in Illinois is unknown.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
No, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. And that's what we're working towards to see how. So KWESI says something very profound. Why Africans don't want to belong. Because we run into a lot that would say, oh, as for me, I don't want to belong to any group. As for me, I don't belong to that group. And we don't know why. So hopefully, maybe as we do these things, we can get to a point where people will be interested. Can we share, do you all know reasons why? I mean, do people tell you the reasons why they don't want to join your associations? ARTEMUS, your group is one of the oldest in the city of Chicago, as you said. What are the challenges? What are the reasons why people do not want to belong to these communities that we're trying to build in Chicago?
Personal.
Yeah. Okay, Francis, Francis? Yeah. Okay, we see you now. So let's hear from Dr. ARTEMUS. We'll come back to you. Okay.
Sure. Thank you. Yeah. Part of it is demography. People move around, and then there are other issues that bring you together. And I think Francis said it. Sometimes people are attracted to certain aspect of the community. Once those things are no longer in place, they tend to move towards a new thing. So, for example, for the Liberian Association, I know roughly we are around 5,000 within the Metroplex area, and we are spread. Before, everybody was right into Chicago, north side, south side. But people have married and then move on. So, a part of our reason of thinking, older people tend to like to be with themselves. The other younger group like to be by themselves. Those who play sports like to be by themselves. So in that configuration, the challenge now becomes, do you keep on the same leadership structure, or do you move to a new evolution? And for us, they're where we are moving now, because we realize that, for example, in the suburbs, there are various groups that have been formed. So part of what we're doing now is to challenge them to say, we can only come because of death or a birthday party. Can we move towards other things that can attract us? So this is a new configuration I am working along with few community members within the various metroplexes, so we can come up with a new idea, a new structure that will target the leaders of the various group. Because what we don't want to do is to say, don't belong to your group, or can you bring those various leadership structure in one place so that the leaders are all in contact with each other. So if there's an activity, we all can just do it together. So that's where we're moving now as I speak to you.
That's very powerful. I know. Excuse me. Okay, so I know we're having that challenge, but again, so you guys and you as leaders have that responsibility and the headache of trying to pull people in, and so I think that there's still hope. I mean, I'll just say that first of all, let me say that kudos to you all, right? Kudos to all of you here for sacrificing to do this, because this is a non-paid job, right? And you spend your time, your resources trying to deal with people, trying to solve their problems, and you don't really get nothing from it. But I think that in terms of and you don't get nothing from it monetary wise. However, I think what you're doing is looking at a bigger community, looking at the future of our generation. And so you tend to sacrifice for now. And so I dove my hearts for you guys for the sacrifices that you will put it in. It's not an easy job. So again, thank you all for sacrificing and allowing yourself to go through these challenges. We wanted to talk about the events and all of that you will have coming up, but we jumped it, and the conversation has led us into talking about the challenges and the way forward and how we can work together. So let's just keep flowing in that realms. Fatima, I just spoke with Fatima. Francis, you are here. What are some of the challenges? You just joined CABAC, which is the Cameroonian community, one of the biggest Cameroonian communities in Chicago. What are some of the challenges that you have identified as a community that is preventing you all, right, to grow the way you want to?
Can you repeat the question?
Okay,
please?
as an organization, right? As a community, what are your challenges? What do you think is preventing people from joining the Cameroonian group that you were part of, that you were a leader of, the CABAC group, which is one of the biggest Cameroonian groups in Chicago?
Okay, so the first thing is people are asking what are we benefits from that association?
Yeah.
What do we give us? So we have to list it up everything.
You don't have to be too. You can step back a little bit so we can see you. There you go. You're good like that. Yes, please go ahead. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So people are asking what are the benefits you give us once we are members. For the former president, they used to have some benefits, but you know, associations with the time, sometimes we have problems, and some leaders, when they leave, they go with everything with their work and sometimes their people. So the new president has to come and start over. And if you have that 1-2 times, you are not going to go forward quickly.
Right.
So you have to start over all over. And so according to that situation, so we have created different tribes associations. So we have multiple, really multiple tribes associations who are doing very well.
Okay.
And sometimes people are saying that I'm already part of my tribe associations. Why I should go over there? Because once you are part of 2 associations, you have to pay member fees. You have every situation. The association says you have to pay, and sometimes it's a lot of spending from only one person.
Right.
But we still have to exist it. We still have to try something, because we are the central and the model of the whole association, the whole community. So we have to do big events so everybody will be part, and at least they feel at some point part of the entire community, even if they are not members directly. Right. But we are also thinking about this strategy, like we have CABAC on the on top, and those daughters associations. Right. We have a member fee who will be a little bit added, like $15 on top of, just say the member fee is 25. Membership is 25. Then we put a little $10 or $15 on top of that to be part of in the tribe association and the CABAC, which is the big associations from Cameroon. We are thinking about working like that. So they will be part at some point to the entire, because we have a couple of benefits like insurance, couple of things. When somebody just got here, we have a couple of benefits we give, but it's hard to bring everybody.
Thank you so much. I don't know
if I answer a little bit.
No, you answered the question perfectly, and I really appreciate that. Do you know if anybody passed due to COVID in your community? Do you know if you lost any lives?
Please say again.
Do you know of any lives, anyone that was dead in your community due to COVID? Are you aware?
Okay, now say again. I have difficulty to hear what.
No, I understand. I understand. Did anybody die in your community due to COVID-19? Okay, I think it's.
I don't know if it's me, but I don't hear very well.
Yeah, I think it's a network. But we'll come back. We'll come back to you, Chioma. The challenges that you've heard that is hindering NAPA from growing, and even with the other Nigerian communities. After you, quickly, so that we can hear from Joseph AMSON too.
Sure. Yeah, I think there's a slight lag in my connection as well, but the Chicago Nigerians, I would say, is one of the largest African groups in the African communities in the Chicagoland area.
Yeah.
Looking back to some data found in 2005, they estimated about 30,000 Nigerians living in Chicago. Mm-hmm. And our list at this moment, we have about 2,000 subscribed to NAPA. They're not all members, but we do have the ability to reach a large number of Nigerians. Just like others mentioned, there's a lot of division within our communities, and there's a lot of other opportunities for Nigerians to join other community groups, join their specific tribe. There's hundreds of tribes in Nigeria, so you find just a lot of division just in that, a lot of division in age. NAPA has now kind of transformed into a youth group where our eldest members are around the age of 40 and in their 40s, and you find that a lot of members are leaving after they start families, and they're in their 40s and beyond. I would like to see a time where we are able to connect with the elders again, because it is people in my parents' generation that started NAPA, but it's like they've kind of left the group for us,
right?
To fend for ourselves. But we're making the most of it, and we're doing all that we can as young Africans in the diaspora to keep NAPA going and impact, inspire change and impact, drive a lot of impact. But I would like to see a lot more collaboration with across different tribes of Nigeria, not just the main Igbo, Yoruba, Edo tribes, but other Nigerians to get involved, young and old, just kind of lessen the gap of the division that we face as Nigerians, as Africans, and as Black people, really.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think this topic, you're the second person that has mentioned the issue of tribes and how it's hindering the progress of your community here in Chicago, and maybe even your work as a community leader. And so let's hear from, and probably we might even want to touch on that issue, the issue of tribalism, or the issue of different tribes, how it's affecting us, and what we can do as a people to basically, look beyond that and work together. AMSON, Joseph AMSON, please, your take, and then we shall hear from Francine. But Chioma, whilst we're taking their submission, can you maybe try a different location? Maybe that could help. See if we can, get an improvement in the lag. So Joseph, please go ahead. What are the challenges? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. For you? Go ahead.
No. What is your question first?
No, the question is, what are challenges that you are facing as a community leader in growing the number that you talked about? You said you have only 80 that has registered, but a lot of Ivorians in the city of Chicago. So what are some of the challenges that you are hearing, or that is preventing people from joining a community and becoming a bigger one?
Yeah, thank you for the question. What I can say depends. Some people don't want to get along with some group. They want to be with their family. They don't want to join a group. And we have a lot of people around us. They can just come for parties or for something, but they don't want to, they don't want to be involved.
Got you.
In a group or do something. That's the problem.
Right.
In my community, that's what I can say.
Right.
But when there's a party, a wedding, or a barbecue, you're gonna see a lot of people.
Right.
When you come to do something together for the community, they stay home. They don't come. They don't join the group. They just wanna party. That's it.
Right.
And it's very hard to deal with those kind of people. So that's why I have just a small group who want to really work with me sometime, but we just help each other. That's what we do. We just
help each other.
When there's a wedding and we want to contribute or we want to participate, then we do something. There's a death, parents or somebody, a friend who passed away, then they come to contribute and they just leave. But stay in a group is a problem.
It's a problem.
That's why we have.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing, Francine, and then KWESI. So whilst Francine is preparing herself, Francine, and we'll go to Fatima, and then KWESI, you can give us your take on this. Why should anybody join a Cameroonian group, a Ghanaian association, a Malian group? Because they ask, I don't get anything from there. Some will say, "Oh, Africans talk too much," and so that's why I don't want to. So I don't know why. So Francine, what are your challenges? What are your challenges, and how can we deal with these challenges for you personally?
Yeah, like my brother said earlier, the Togolese community, we have like at least 5 or 6 associations. But the one I'm the leader of is the ATC, Association of Togolese in Chicagoland. Actually, we have like 65 members. But before I took over, we were like 21 members. But I have to come up with some extra stuff to make people be comfortable, to make people trust that if they get into this association, they will get something out of it.
Right.
Okay. And then the most important thing is accountability. You need to be responsible, accountable, because people want to know where their money goes. When they give the membership fee every month, they need to know what you're doing with it, the in and the out. You need to be sure that if you give that money, the leader is not going to take it for himself or herself, do whatever she want to or he want to. And that's the main point we have to come up for people to trust us, to come and join us. Yes, this the most important thing is that people, even if $10, $20 is a lot of money, people go out of themselves to find that 20 to come, and they don't know where the money goes. They don't know how you do with that their money. They're not gonna come. And like you say, a lot of people say African people talk too much. Togolese people talk too much, you know. So they don't want to do nothing with Togolese people. They don't want to do anything. But the point is, here is not our country. We come to somebody's country. We need to come together. You need to belong to an association, because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We don't have our family here. The community is your family. Anything can happen. So people can be with you, can lift you up. But if you are in your corner, something happened, you're not going to see nobody. And you're going to say, yeah, something happened to me, nobody show up. You don't belong to nobody. You don't want nobody to, So the main important thing is we're calling for people to join an association, at least something, at least one. Make yourself known for tomorrow. We never know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Wow. Yeah, that's very powerful.
Yes,
that's
let yourself know that you're here and I want to be a part of it. Come, do your thing and leave. Don't talk, don't do anything. Just follow the rules of the association, and then, give your membership every month, so people can be with you. If anything happen to you, nothing can happen anytime.
That's true. It's important. I think it's very interesting that people can. I mean, most Africans are Christians or Muslims, right? And so for most Christians, we pay our tithe, we give offering every Sunday, and we don't complain. But when we give only $10 a month, or sometimes it's even $120 the whole year, and we pay that $120, and we want to eat up the head of the leaders just because we want to know how you use the $120 for a year. But we don't complain about the offerings that we give every month. Actually, even the offerings is weekly. Sometimes you give 3 times a week, and on top of your tithe. And we don't hold pastors accountable. We don't ask them anything. So I don't know why people use dues as, oh, I'm paying dues and you're chopping our money, and as a result, I'm stepping out. Do you think, Fatima, that the issues of tribes, coming from different tribes, plays a greater role in us working together in a community more than just the dues excuses?
Thanks for this question. It's a bit tedious. However, I'm going to try my best to answer it.
You're good, Francis. You're good.
CHIOMA, after listening to CHIOMA and after listening to the brother from Cameroon and thinking about the challenges that we have in our community, meaning the Malian community and also the hair braiding community. What we have tried to do in the past with the braiders was pay your membership. The membership was $200. Once you paid, you only pay that one fee a year. Then we went $200 to $150 to $100 to $50 to nothing, just for them to come and register. With that being said, we were able to register about 200, little less than 200 individual hair braiders. That was back in 2010. So as year went by, so many people changed job, or they are still braiding. Since they're not doing it as full-time job, they do not consider themselves as braiders. When you want to call them as braiders, they refuse, because that's an income that they no longer declare. So with the circumstance of life, COVID came, and now all of those who were not supposed to be braiding 10 years ago, they're all the sudden braiders. They want us to do something. They want us to create something. I do believe our people don't understand the value of togetherness due to tribal issues, due to political issues. Because if the former president is from my tribe, or the former president is from, supporting him to become president in the election when he's no longer president, so the new president and his people would no longer get along with them. We're very divisive because of so many different issues. However, when I listen to the Cameroonian and then I listen to the Nigerians being the biggest member
Group,
of and in the diaspora, you know, in numbers, you know, it comes in mind that we all should try to remind ourselves, yes, we are the leaders of this organization. By the way, my organization, the Malian organization I'm a part of, is the one that is recognized by the Malian embassy in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
Therefore, listening to them, I believe to structure our organization moving forward is important for us. If we do not have the tribal organization to structure it up, we can go by last name to try to structure it up. That's going to help us a lot. And it's also important to have pay due, you know, those members who pay their dues, their $10 every month, and also the list of those who are a part of the Malian community, however, don't pay no dues. It's important to have both, and we can sit down together to try to find out what is the best way for us to commonly work together as one. Are we going to bring a product? Because $10 is nothing. But most of those people going through, like I said, political or tribal, you know, being divisive in all of those areas,
reasons,
reasons, you know, is kind of like difficult for the young leaders, you know, that we are to come and try to discuss matters of people who have been divisive 40 years 40 years prior to today. We were not even born then. You know, we are inheriting some issues, and we are creating some issues, and we adding on to some previous issues. I believe when we have this kind of gathering often, often, and I do know we're not the only African group or organized group in Chicago. If we try to have at least once a month, or you know, some of those, just let's get organized. This kind of gathering to ideas and how to better serve our community. Because if NAPA is well organized, the Amamak is not organized, the Malian organization is not organized, the Illinois Brothers is not organized, it still takes us back to the same, you know, it's the same Africa.
Right.
One Africa with different countries, different tribes, different belief. But once we do get to understand the system, we will come to know that only together we are listened to, only together we can make it, because they only want us because our number.
Right. No, that's thank you.
By singles.
Thank you so much, Fatima. That was very powerful. Fatima should be running for, you know, I don't know, Fatima, have you run for political office in Chicago? Not yet.
I'm waiting for you to start.
Okay. And then, well, that powerful delivery. I agree with everything you said. Just like you know, everything you all have said so far. KWESI, David, can you hear us now?
Yes.
David, can you hear us?
Yes, I hear you loud and clear.
Okay. So KWESI has been waiting to give his submission too. And I know we couldn't hear you for a while. So I would like to take KWESI's submission quickly. And then please get ready to tell us, respond to the question at hand. ARTEMUS will give us his version too, and then we can go to Francine. But KWESI, your take on this?
Well, let me just start by saying that in the Ghanaian community, at least we are one step, closer to something. And what I mean by that is that the Ghanaian community, Ghana has about 13 regions in Ghana, ethnic groups that luckily for us, all the ethnic groups, 100% of them belongs to the Ghanaian community. The Ghana National Council is the umbrella organization for all these organizations, all these tribes, and we are all together as the Ghana National Council. So at least for that part, we are 100% supportive of coming together as one Ghanaian community. Yeah. However, one thing that I have seen personally, and this is just a personal experience, is that it is very difficult for us to come together as Africans. We are able to do all the things that are necessary in this community. We are very good at coming to America, getting our social security numbers, getting work permits, getting our citizenship, getting our driver's license. I mean, 95% of Africans, at least, or Ghanaians that I know of, are up to date with their car insurance. They pay their car insurance even before they buy food to eat. And across this Chicagoland area, we are law abiding.
It's recurrent.
We do everything that we are supposed to do. Yeah. But when it comes to organizing ourselves, when it comes to even buying life insurance for our families, when it comes to putting heads together to form a business, it has always been a problem. Even if a group of people are trying to do something for the whole African group, part of the community will find a way to go behind and destroy what other people are trying to do that will benefit the whole community. I don't know where we came from, and I don't know why, if we have a different God, but it is so hard. Sometimes we try to hide, from our feelings, but sometimes we got to be open and say it is so hard organizing anything in the African community. I don't have all the answers, but the one thing that saddens me is that as long as we've been here, we have people that tout, and say that we've been here 40 years, we've been here 30 years, we've been here 50 years, and yet still, we don't even have a say when the mayor is making a decision. We don't have a say when the city legislature is making a decision. We are just here using our strength, using our time, working for this city, and we don't benefit from it. And it's all because we can never come together as Ghanaians. We can never come together as Africans. Even in the Ghanaian community, we still have people up till today calling themselves that we are Gans, we are Ekwapims, we are Ashantis, we are Ewes, we are the North. But we are just a small community, and it would have been perfect to just say that we are just Ghanaians. But even within the Ghanaian community, we always have this split that people are identifying themselves, with other tribal organizations. And so sometimes when they're even trying to do something, people fight you based on tribal lies. And I just give a quick example, something that really bothered me when the Ghanaian community was trying to get a consulate here in Chicago. And we did a lot of work. Sena, you are aware. We did a lot of work to get this consulate. And at the end of the day, when the Foreign Affairs Ministry and the Washington Embassy decided on one person in the community to be the consulate, some people went around and said that person was an Ewe. So they didn't find it good enough for an Ewe to head the consulate here in Chicago. And what did they do? They wrote letters behind us to go to the embassy, to the Foreign Affairs Ministry, just to destruct something that it took us 3 years to build. And up till today, Chicago doesn't have a Ghanaian consulate. And to me, it bothers me that Africans cannot come together. Africans cannot celebrate success. In the African community, maybe not, maybe in the Ghanaian community, because that's what I know more. We don't even celebrate achievements. We don't even celebrate success. When somebody does something good, you never hear about it. But let somebody do something wrong, somebody do something bad, and the whole community will know about it. We celebrate bad news, and we just put good news under the rugs. It is time we wake up as Africans, Ghanaians, and everybody, and then come together. We've been in this country for too long, and we are not benefiting, and we keep struggling doing 2 jobs and 3 jobs just to survive. This country has so many opportunities. We ought to take advantage of it and just stop being, petty and tribalistic, and it's all sort of names. I don't want to speak too much. You have other people to speak, but to me, it bothers me, and it's about time we stop hiding, behind the facts and just tell the truth. It's a struggle to even lead an African organization here in Chicago. Thank you. Man,
no, you have spoken, and I think that you've touched everyone by your submission. It's just a plain truth, and I appreciate you sharing. David Matanda, you want to respond to the same question, or you want me, or you would prefer that I repeat it?
Can you please repeat it?
So I know that we've struggled to hear from you. So if you can quickly tell us what happened. I mean, how COVID-19 impacted your community, just quickly. How many people died? If nobody died, that's fine. And then transition from that to where you find challenges when it comes to organizing the Ugandan communities. I mean, the Ugandan community in Chicago.
Yes, thank you. I think other African leaders.
Can you speak up a little bit so we can hear your, sexy, bold
African voice? Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Aliko. Thank you to the Progressive Mind Show.
Thank you.
Fellow panelists. Again, I'll introduce myself again. My name is David Matanda. I'm the president of the Ugandan community here in Greater Chicago. I'll briefly talk about the impact COVID had on my community. We had a lot of our community members who were sick of COVID, and we thank God, we didn't lose anybody. When I heard of COVID and I saw the numbers were going up, I was one of those leaders who got worried, and I said, you know what, we have to be on top of this game. So what I did first was to create partnership with the other bigger organizations that can render aid. And among the organizations that I partnered with, I was the Reverend Jack Jackson. That's the Rainbow Revolution.
Okay.
Yes, and also partnered with the United African Organization.
Okay.
And also the African Union Sixth region.
Okay.
Yes, in Illinois. And believe me or not, that partnership worked very, very well for our community. First, I formed a task force. Within our community, and it was a response team. And when we had cases, we put out phone numbers where members are comfortable to reach through within the task force.
Okay.
At the moment we receive the information, and we ask for the needs of
if you don't mind summarizing that for us, and also telling us that, let's say the number of people in your community that you are aware of. If you don't know it, that's fine. If there were any deaths, and then you can talk about your challenges because of time and the number of people we have on the platform, please.
Yes, I think we had about 28 people within our community who were sick, but fortunately enough, they recovered. We never had any deaths in the community.
Okay.
And
yeah, yes. You know the population of the Ugandan community. If you don't know, it's fine. We just want to see if you have an idea.
Yes, I will give you an estimate. We are about in the state of Illinois about 800.
800. Okay. Okay, great.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And then what are the challenges you have been experiencing being the president? And I think you were the president of the Ugandan North America as well, right?
No, not the president. We have got a president, and that president also is in Chicago here. He's also in my community.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah. So challenges briefly. The challenges that you are facing as a leader of your community. Quickly, please.
Yes. The challenges are we got people don't come out sometimes when we go out of our way and get aid, but sometimes you don't blame them because of immigration status to some of our community members. So there have been a problem that they fear to come out to get an aid, but I can assure you that we got enough aid, more than we needed, from all the organizations that came to our rescue. Yes.
And so the challenge that you have, you said, is people now wanting to come to the organization. Do you know? Do they tell you some of the reasons why? Is it because of the dues? Is it because of tribal sentiments? What are some of the reasons that you hear?
Yes, some of the reasons were, during the Trump administration, because of public charge, a lot of our members, we are fearing that will affect their immigration status. So even if I send out information that if you are in the state of Illinois, it will not affect you. So the challenge was to convince our committee members to get necessary aid they needed.
Okay. So thank you for sharing so much, David Matanda. And I can attest that your community is one of the very thriving ones. You will have a yearly event, and anytime I attend your event, there's plenty of people. It seems to be growing. So my assumption is that you're not facing too many challenges when it comes to membership registration and people joining. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you wanted to add something quickly. Go ahead.
Yes. We are a non-profit organization registered in the state of Illinois, and we have a challenge with the membership. I know sometimes when we send out a message to the members, like, we need your membership to keep the organization in good standing and running, there used to be, some talks like, what do I benefit from it? What will that do for me?
Yeah.
And we had answers for them. Is that because we would have like 6 events in a calendar year, and we always made sure like all committee members, regardless of paid up members or non-paid up members, had to come and mingle, and you have free food. And we could explain to them, like, you can come with a family of 8 members in the family. If you went to the restaurant, you would spend more than $100, but this is $100 for a full year that you can come, enter an event free, have food, entertainment. All these things cost money.
Right.
So, yes.
Okay. So from what I'm hearing from you, it doesn't seem you don't seem to be having too many challenges when it comes to new membership and people join, even though there's room for improvement.
Yes. Oh, always like I'm very experienced in a way in leadership of how to run a community, because I started from the grassroots, from the lowest all the way to the president.
Okay.
So being in a community like that, we always revised ways of having for having the community support this organization.
Right.
So when we saw like membership sometimes it doesn't work, but still we got those committed members who pay membership. But now we resort to donation.
Okay.
When we tell members to donate, I can attest, like, they respond really fast.
That's
and
good.
I've been very grateful. Like they, you know,
that's good.
You know, just we're giving them a choice. Yeah, and the choice of donation has been very progressive in my community.
No, thank you so much. It's 25 minutes past 7 p.m. CST. You're listening to the Progressive Mind show. I'm your host, Alinko, and we are talking to these great, vibrant leaders in Chicago. They represent several prominent African communities here in the city. Should I say prominent? All the African countries are prominent. Now, I just want to say, I'm just saying that they are the vibrant ones who have decided to come to today's show. Okay, another time we'll have the groups that couldn't make it. The essence of this is to get updates of what has transpired over the year, especially coming from COVID, how it has impacted them, and the challenges that they're facing as leaders. So if you just joined us, this has been our convo so far. Please feel free to interact, share your feedback. If you've heard something that you believe or not, you can call in at 815-277-5047. You can also share your comment on the feed if you're watching us on Facebook or on YouTube. We also encourage you to share the feed. Why? Because what we are talking about pertains to us, pertains to a bigger community. It's a challenge. And if we all come together, we can at least make the effort of improving what we have already built on and what our ancestors and those who came before us has built on. And so please feel free to be part of this conversation so far. Now, Artemus, you know what? Let's take a quick, it's a 5 seconds break. If anybody wants to grab something, please go ahead and do so. Share the feed whilst we're on this break. We shall be right back. And we are back. We want to let you know that the Progressive Mind show also has a media component. If you want flyers, logos, websites, check us out. Well, welcome back to the Progressive Minds, and we are going to be going straight to our community leaders. We have KWESI Sam, who is the leader of the Ghanaian community. David Matanda is with the Ugandan community. We have Dr. ARTEMUS GAYE, the Liberian community. Also, Francine ABBEY, who is the leader of one of the prominent groups in the Togolese community here in Chicago. Francis also is a leader with CABAC, a Cameroonian community. Fatima TRAORE is with the Malian community. And we have CHIOMA MADUKO, who is also MADUKO, who is also the president of NAPA, Nigerian American Professionals Association. I don't want to miss it. That's why I'm taking my time to say it. Joseph AMSON is a leader in the Ivorian community and is also helping with the discussion. We want to thank our guests so far for staying put. I know it's been challenging, and so we want to thank our guests for doing a great job so far, sharing what they've been what their challenges are and what has transpired over the years. to our guests who have joined us, we want to appreciate you for chiming in and sharing your thoughts. Let's take our guest comments, and we can come back to we can come back to you guys. This is from Chioma. She says, very insightful conversation. Thank you so much, Chioma, for joining in. Dr. Fori says, great show. Thank you so much, Doc. Obey Constantine says, hi, President Francine. This one is from Royal Black. She says, Miss Fatima is one strong lady. I know. Big up yourself, Miss Fatima, for the good works. Thank you so much, Black Jesus, for chiming in. Royal Black Jesus says, real talk, President of GNC. I think he typed this one in when you were talking about the divisiveness of the Ghanaian community, especially when it comes to us hinging on our tribes and sabotaging, great projects such as the example that you gave. This one is from Mr. Candyman. Big up yourself, Mr. Candyman. Dr. ARTEMUS champion. Happy to see you on Progressive Minds. Oh, Dr. Okay, this is from Royal Black Jesus as well. Looks like he has a lot of fans on this show. Thank you so much, Royal Black Jesus, for your support and the comments. Dankel Man says, good evening, Francine. Thank you so much for supporting Dankel. This is from Eunice Cromwell. She is the general secretary. No, is it general secretary for GNC? KWESI, yeah. Oh no, business manager. Yeah,
business manager. Yes.
Excellent. You're right. Good evening, Dr. GAYE from Eunice Cromwell. She mentioned that you were her mentor, and so this man has a lot of influence in the Ghanaian, in the Chicago African community. Not only that, the diaspora in general. Dr. GAYE, Dr. ARTEMUS, great job for everything you've done so far and still doing. Good evening, Mr. President. KWESI Sam from Eunice. This one is from what's the name? Dankel. She says, more ginger and lemon. I think that was to when Francine was talking about the concoction that the Togolese were using to conquer COVID. If you want strong tea concoction combination, you have to look for the Togolese community, not just all the bigger. Look for the specific one that Francine belongs to. They know how to mix it very, very well. Another comment from Nelson Akbar says, we can't. Okay, so I think we must have fixed that. That was probably from the beginning. Nelson says, thanks, Dr. ARTEMUS. GAYE, I'm watching from the south side. Thank you so much for chiming in. This is from Nelson Akbar again. Speak, Dr. GAYE. Bridget Amenyo says, hello, Progressive Minds. Hello, Bridget. This again is from Nelson, praying for Liberia. Thank you so much for your comment. We are praying for you as well. Kudos, Brother Alinko from Ella Obaya. Obaya, thank you so much for your comment. Royal Black says, good to see you, Mr. KWESI, GNC President, and Fatima of Mali. And I think these are the comment. We just have a few ones coming through. Let's take them quickly. Happy for you, brothers and sisters from eBay or OB. Thank you so much, Francine. Obi, president of ATC Association Togolese of Ghana, and I think that will be for the comments so far. We were talking about challenges for our community, for you guys as leaders. One thing that resonated was the issue of tribalism and how it's hindering us from working together. I think we lost a few people. Let's try and get our other guests back to the stream. Today is today. People have been dropping off just like that. It's usually not the case, but we have Chioma back. We have Francis back. You all can hear us?
Yes.
Okay, I can hear you, Chioma. Francis, you didn't have to touch it. Let it stay where it was, Francis. Okay. So we were talking about the challenges, and thank you all for sharing. No, Chioma, why did you change it? You shouldn't have. It was fine where you were. Oh my God, my people. Just stay.
You can't hear me though.
We can hear you. It's fine. Let it stay where it's at. Okay, so let's talk about how can we work together as.
Okay, great.
How can we work together as a people in moving our community forward? We want to touch down quickly. Okay, let's talk about how we can move forward as a people, and then what we can do collectively, and then we can talk about some of the events you have coming up. AMSON, Joseph AMSON, what can the African community do in Chicago to basically try to pull us together so we can move forward as a bigger community? Because we are a great force. We are great people here in the city, but our actions is not showing that. And so, your perspective, what can we do?
Thank you, AK, for this question. Once again, everything starts with communication. That's what I can say. Start with communication. If there's no communication, we can't get along, and we cannot do nothing together. You know, this community is so diverse, and it's not easy to touch people one by one. And so when we communicate and we inform our people about different events, you know, if there's something going on, you know, touch the president of each, you know, community, he can inform his people, and then they can get together, and they can meet up, they can do some meeting sometime. You know, suggestion, and we can go forward.
All right.
But if there's no communication, we can't do nothing.
Thank you so much.
We have to be patient. We have to be patient with our people also, because there's no patience, no nothing. We can't do nothing.
Right.
We have to be patient. And
that's powerful.
For everything we want to start. Yeah.
That's powerful. Quickly, Chioma, what can we do to move forward as a, you know, as a bigger community, the African community, basically?
I would like to see more collaboration, and I believe that even within our board, our management team, our coordination team, we could do a lot more outreach with other the people on this call and beyond. I think we need to do a lot more, and just reaching out to each other and seeing what each of us have going on, and seeing how we can attend one another's events, and you know, if there's any opportunity for, like I said, collaboration, any opportunity for any opportunity to work together and achieve our goals a little bit faster with one another. I think there's a lot more room for us to get in contact with one another, especially as leaders for our community.
No, thank you so much for sharing. Francis, same question for you. And we can hear you now clearly and fine. So, yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah. Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes. What can we do as the African community, right? What can we do to move forward in unity as a people? What can we do that can bring us together more as a bigger community, the African community here in Chicago?
For me, we can set up a group to organize an event, and cultural event, whatever event, where all our people can come over and see our different culture. And starting from that, we can bring other projects, so people can be, it will take it sometimes, but if we repeat the editions, people will come over. And that will be the pure African, from African to African organization, instead of other people using African and say this is African things, but no really African, like Nigerian, Cameroonian, Ghanaian. Yeah, some people from other land, yes, we are all black, we are all African American, but at some point we need the culture or things coming from where we come from.
Yeah.
And I think the vision or the idea we have leaving our country, our continent, and coming over here is completely different than somebody who have been living here or in the Caribbean or whatever. We know the culture, we know the tradition, we know how the process in the tradition is.
Right.
So we can come over and do something and bring our kids and our friends to see what's the real culture
of the people. Yeah, no, that's a powerful point. Thank you so much for sharing. David Matanda, quickly,
yes,
please.
First of all, I always like being positive. First of all, I would like to thank you, because you have done a great job in the African community. They bring us together, as you can see on the show. I don't think this has ever happened in the past, and we are thankful for that. So, in the, I think it's 2017, I started up a program called the African Unity Gala, and Progressive Minds Show, helped me to promote it. The purpose of this show was to create unity within Africans in a way of displaying our culture, displaying our food, and eating together and get to know each other even more, so that we can be able to do more things.
Right.
Yes. And as you know, this is 21st century, things advance, we got more opportunities right now that we can use to make sure like we get united. And this can start with the African leaders. If we can all have a group, it can be a WhatsApp group, it can be a Facebook group, and we all have discussions there, and support each other. Say, if the Ghanaian community has an event, okay, and they send over the pressure to the Ugandan community, as Ugandan community, we should move and go support the Ghanaian community. We have to start with small things like that,
Okay.
That, yes.
No,
that can grow up. Yes.
No, I'm just agreeing to what you're saying.
Yes. So let's forge a way of unity, and let's not focus so much on negative things. We should be positive ourselves. We have got an opportunity in this country to grow out as Africans. At first, when I saw the census, I know there was some resistance during the census. A lot of Africans came out. Came out to participate in the census. What does that show? The numbers have to be known. If you're in the small numbers not usually they don't count. People won't know you. Okay. But if you come out, like I say, you rally your communities to come out and participate in the census, someone in Springfield is going to know, like, oh, there's a community that exists.
Yeah.
And that's how you can get.
And they have a large group.
Yes, we have a large group.
Yeah.
So for me, my argument is unity first.
Okay.
Let's work towards unity as Africans, and this has to start with leaders.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. That's a very powerful point, and thank you so much too for your kind words. I really appreciate it. KWESI, moving forward as a people, what can we do?
Yes. For me, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. I think you're muted for a second.
Yeah. For me, I mean, before I say anything, let me just take a second to appreciate our sister Fatima on the call, because this topic is really her. Ever since I've known her, she's been a champion of trying to get all of us together as one African, community. I know it's been a difficult situation for her, but she has never given up. One thing we don't do, and just like the last speaker said, is that, we don't support each other. And to me, just like everybody else has said, there is strength in unity. If we are united, we'll be much stronger. Moving ahead and trying to be successful in terms of bringing the Ghanaian community together, the African community together, it is very important that we start from home. If you are able to bring your community, whether Sierra Leone, Ghanaian, Nigerian community together, it also makes it easier for you to be a part of the African community. I think it's something that we've started. It hasn't been great, but I think there's already the movement to bring all of us together. I've been in a couple of meetings. We have a WhatsApp group. I will encourage everybody to do their very best to come together so that we can start having some kind of meetings even if even once every 3 months, it'll be better, because when you start something and you leave it for 6 months, then the whole thing kind of don't serve the purpose again. So we had a good start. However, due to COVID and other things, I think we've slowed down. And so I would just say, let's pick up from where we left off and try to, encourage each other. And one thing that has bothered me, even in the African community, the same thing that I mentioned in the Ghanaian community. We are Africans, whether you are Nigerian, whether you are Ghanaian, whether you are from Cameroon, we are all the same people. That the geography of your country does not matter. The individuals matters. So we are all from one continent. We are one people. When we are coming together, it is not necessarily somebody saying that I'm from here or I don't have the numbers. If you have 80 people, you are no less a better person than the person who has 30,000. We are all the same people. So if we can do our possible best to come together as one people, the community, the city of Chicago will have some respect for us. But as of now, for how long have we been trying to even meet with the mayor? It hasn't been successful because they don't see any strength in us. Right. So it is very important that, we don't give up and continue to, strive hard to bring all of us together. And I'm sure something good might come out.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing. Francine. Yes, please, quickly, because of time, so that we can get to the other guests too. I think, Francine, you were muted, and so we got you now. Go ahead.
Thank you for the question.
You're welcome.
And like my brother from Ghana say, he said it all. He said everything. Africa is a big continent, and we came from different background, different culture, different education, and to come together will be a little difficult but feasible. So first we need to communicate a lot of communication, and a lot of trust. There is no trust. There is no trust, because the same people you make plans with, the same people can go and stab you in the back and mess up your plans. You need to be able to trust each other and come together and to do something good. Like one of my brothers say, when there is a bad stuff happening to you, people are happy. They come to parties, to funeral. But if you want to come together to do something good, you're not going to see nobody.
Right.
We need to change that. We need to change our mentality about that. And take a lot of stuff come back home, where the way the governors back home, that make us not trust each other.
Right.
That make us not trust each other. So
Fatima, hold on a second. Fatima, don't touch it. You are good like that, please, so that we can continue. We can see you, Fatima. Everything is fine. So that we don't have any more technical issues. Fatima, you're good. But go ahead, please.
So we need to change our mentality first. And because a lot of people among us have good project, have good idea, but they're scared to come forward with it, because a lot of people are going to say, oh, it won't go nowhere. You can't do it. They're not going to encourage you to do it. So you like, okay, I'm going to keep it for myself. Sometimes you say, okay, why bring a lot of people together to do something? I could just do it by myself, or 2 or 3 people together do it. So because you don't trust people. Right. You don't trust people. And there is also like French community, you have English community too. The advantage the English community have is that they speak English already. But here, French community, you have to speak French. You have to learn how to speak English. That is already a barrier for us, But coming together as African community is possible. It's possible. It's possible.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's
possible. And there's things that you mentioned that we can practically do. So we will talk about those things. ARTEMUS, please, because of time, please make it brief for us. The way forward. How can we move forward as a people in terms of coming together? Dr. ARTEMUS, yes. Your
you didn't make use of my time wisely, but that's okay. For you to that. But let me tell you, these are a few solutions we have coming for us.
That, you know the challenges we've had this evening. So please, please pardon me.
5 minutes away from Obama's library, we will be building an African Cultural Center in the next, in less than about a year. I want you to know that that's a solution we're going to solve. Let's go back to the old thing that solved most of our problem. The largest
location. Where's the location again?
Chatham, in the Chatham neighborhood.
Okay.
Hard Park, a large property anybody can use for any event.
And it's called what? An African Cultural Center?
Yes, the African Cultural Center is being built by us or rehab by us. Second thing is, what brought us together was soccer, was sports. Yes. The largest and the oldest African sports program was organized by the African Caribbean community in Jackson Park. Remember, Jackson Park had been the nucleus for the African community from the 80s. So the league has died because, you know, again, come back to the same thing. The older generation was in there, led. Mr. Gregory Nipson did his part. He has left the scene. But do you know what put our children together? I heard a lady who just spoke about the French and the English, the Portuguese, the sports. The African teams have been working together. The Liberian Ghanaians have been playing together, and Nigerian almost all the time. They are all adults. They have the children. So we're going to revamp the African League, and I will be reaching out to you to get all the leaders to join this league. We're going to put money in the league. Bring the kids for the summer. Organize youth league. Come up to the Jackson Park. We can have a wonderful time there, and then we can learn from other people, and together we can do other things, cultural festival, all. So I just want to throw that back. The league will be rebroke in the Jackson Park area very soon.
Thank you so much. When the doctor speaks, it is crisp and it's clear. Thank you for sharing. Doc, we apologize for not using your time judiciously, but we guarantee you, I've been looking for you for a long time.
I know.
So today, bear with me. Another time, I'll give you the platform.
Sure.
And I know you're building a stadium too, somewhere in the city of Chicago, right?
Yes.
Tell us about it. Yeah.
In an African stadium too.
So you're building an African stadium.
Yep. So we're doing everything for Africa. So if you bring the kids out, the kids are second generation here, let them come out.
How long is it going to take for this project to be completed?
Tomorrow doing inspection, it won't take more than a month because it's a turf. So you can turf. So we can have everyone coming out. So we'll take about a month to get it ready.
So actually we can host our first African tournament, soccer tournament there. You remember 2 years ago, we're talking about all nations Africa tournament.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so this is very doable. Very doable. And I don't think we have like African festival, right? We don't have that.
The African Festival of the Arts. Organized by...
See, let's not put arts. Let's not put arts. Like my brother Matanda and some of you were suggesting, purely African festival where there's no art, there's no dance, there's no music, like at the end of the sentence, it's just African festival. We come there, culture, food, we display everything that we are known of and more, and we invite everyone to come. Can you imagine that? It's gonna be awesome, right? It's gonna be awesome. Because you all have great festivals. The Zambians do this, the Ghanaian. Actually, I think all of us agree that Ghana is on top when it comes to do you all agree when it comes to the festival competition? Ghana has taken the lead. Doctor, do you agree to that one?
Oh yeah, the Ghanaians are in charge.
Ghana's in charge. So when we speak, you guys have to listen. We are big brother.
Liberia is your oldest brother.
Yes, Liberia's oldest brother. That was just by the way. I think we lost CHIOMA, but I think that the spirit that we've shared this evening, if you're watching, be you an African or not, you know that these are just vibrant people who are trying under the circumstances to do better for us, our families, and the community at large. So we wouldn't necessarily say that, the African community they don't know about community, they don't care about community. We actually do. It's just that there's a lot of circumstances that we have to deal with. There are a lot of hindrances, but in all of it, there are great efforts that have been made, and there are still being made. And so we hope that now maybe you should do this every month, right? This type of like you suggested. Hopefully we can try to do that. You can try it. The Senegalese were trying to join, but because of the number, we can only take so much on the platform. The Zambian, the Kenyan community reached out, and so there's opportunity for us to even do more. So thank you all for joining. Let's look at events. We have a few minutes, but this is our platform. We don't have to pay anyone for it, so we can go over a little bit.
Fatima want to talk.
Yeah, Fatima, quick. Oh yeah, Fatima, we didn't get your point. Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was disconnected. I couldn't hear no one. I couldn't hear the two last speakers.
Okay, so they were talking about how we can move forward. They're talking about how we some of the events that we can do to unite us even more. But go ahead and give us your take on how we can unite. And KWESI referenced you of how you have always been passionate about this conversation, and it's true. Anyone that knows Fatima, from Dr. Ewa to the smallest person in the community, know your passion for this. So please go ahead, tell us what you think we can do to unite us even more. Again, please quickly. But Fatima, don't if you go past your time, I'll remove you from the platform. I'll cut you off. She's my sister, so I'll mess with her. Go ahead, Fatima.
Thank you all. I truly appreciate that, KWESI. Pretty quick, I believe I can only second everything that you all say. In order for our community to get to be better, because we the greatest community, we got to know. And let's communicate. Let's reach out to one another. We cannot reach out to the whole, each community in a whole, but we can reach out to the leaders. So let's try our best. Like, for instance, I've seen few faces that I haven't met before. I would like to have your phone number so that you can join the WhatsApp group, like KWESI said, and so many other people. We can be doing great things in this city. The city that we live in, that believe in us, that open doors and opportunities for us. We need to thrive in the best way possible, so then we can, because right now we're no longer working on our clock. We're working to leave a legacy, and in order for our legacy to be standing up high and tall, the best thing that we can do for those youngsters coming after us is to is to get organized, is to close our ears, to try to blindfold ourselves, and to say less to one another, and just work with the brain, because we all have very great brains. And talking about event, pretty quick, the of mine in Washington, D.C. will be spending the July 4th weekend with us. And you all are invited to the huge barbecue we're going to have on the 4th of July. However, all of the leaders, all of you, and those who couldn't join us on the platform today, and those who haven't yet to come as well, are invited on Friday, July 2nd at the United African Organizations to meet and greet with the ambassador of Mali, Mahaman Nyangado. His first time, and he had chosen us for a memorable weekend. We truly appreciate it. We're very honored for that, and all of you all are invited.
Okay, thank you so much. On that event note, let's hear from everyone the events that you have coming up that you would want the community to come and support. So we will go right from CHIOMA. I think we haven't heard from you in a while. Quickly tell us about the events that you have coming up, and where it's at, and all of that.
Yes, we have a summer social mixer this Friday, and this is our first event that we are hosting since the pandemic, first in-person event that we are hosting since the pandemic. And we just hope to reconnect with people and have everyone come out. We'll have a few Nigerian dishes on site. We'll have there will be a bar. We're encouraging everyone to bring their business cards and It's kind of like a business casual event. We'll have a few icebreakers, and we really hope for people to just reconnect and meet new friends and socialize with one another. And I'm posting this also in the comments as well, in case my delivery is not too clear, but we have more information on our Facebook page at Nigerian American Professionals Association, as well as Eventbrite, where we're asking for anyone that wants to attend to RSVP. So I will include this in the comments. So if anyone would like to join us, you can just kind of navigate to Eventbrite or our Facebook page or our Instagram.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's hear from, can we hear from Joseph AMSON with the Ivorian community? Do you have any huge event coming up that you would want us to know about? Joseph? Joseph, can you hear me? Okay, while we're trying to work on Joseph, KWESI, I know the Almighty Ghana Fest. This year we don't know what's going on, so please update us.
Yes, I just want to say quickly that the Ghana Fest of 2021 was officially cancelled somewhere in January, and when the announcement was made that the city was going to be opening, it was too late for us to put it together. However, the Ghanaian community, since it has been a tradition that every last Saturday of July is our Ghana Fest, we are still going to do a picnic for the community, and everyone is invited. For now, we are still working on the location. Hopefully, it's going to be at Washington Park. We are not sure yet, but it is something that we are going to be doing for sure on the 31st of July. If the date changes, we'll let you all know. But just like everybody has said, this is an opportunity for all of us to get together with each. So I will just beg of everyone on this platform today to make sure that all the dates and events that are being put forward, beginning 2021, we should try our very best to support each other and show up at other countries' events. So let's just do it, and hopefully we can do this again from time to time. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Francine, Francine, please go ahead.
Yes.
Fatima, Fatima.
Yes.
Don't touch it where it was, please, my bro. Okay, Francine, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Usually every year we used to have like a graduation party for all the people in the community who graduate. But last year we were able to do it because of the COVID. This year also we didn't plan to do it because we didn't know when the city will be open.
Right.
But so now it's too late to do it. People travel, everything. But we're planning to do something in August for us to get together like before to enjoy each other. And that's the plan we have right now for this year.
Okay.
We weren't able to do anything because of the COVID.
I understand. Thank you so much for sharing. David Matanda and Dr. GAYE would end close us. Please go ahead. David.
Yes. Yeah, we usually have the beginning of June. We usually have what we call the African Cultural Gala, and I believe you have attended it a couple of times. And this year we didn't because usually start practice around March, but due to COVID, we had taken precaution not to bring in the dancers for training.
Okay.
And therefore, unfortunately, you missed a picnic. We had a community get-together picnic.
Okay.
The beginning of June, we, instead of having the cultural gala, but at least we wanted to get our community together after a long time of almost 2 years without getting together, and it was a very good moment. Big number of community members came out, and the picnic was very successful. So we have just what's coming up is we have independence celebration, but that comes up in October. For now, there's nothing immediate, and I'm more than willing and ready to attend other African events that are coming up with our sister organizations of the Africans.
Thank you so much, Dr. Artemus. Thank you so much for sharing, David.
Thank you. This Saturday, June 26th, the combined African soccer team with Ghanaians, Liberians, Nigerians will be playing a combined African team from Indiana. Saturday at Jackson Park. Picnic, just to start up the summer. So we will send more information out there. Second, July 4th, we always have the largest African gathering for July 4th at Washington Park. We're still going to do it. The Liberian community is going to be out there. So I'm going to reach out to you now. If you want to come and kick a little bit of soccer ball, call your team, bring your community together, bring your grill, and we all can still eat and celebrate there at Washington Park for July 4th. We've been doing it forever, and we can still do it for this year. And lastly, we will be honoring the 200th anniversary of the formation of Monrovia. I got a book almost coming up, and that book will celebrate the year they spent, the story of African Americans who left from here and landed in Monrovia, what is now known as Monrovia, on December 15, 1822. It's a fascinating story, and hopefully it might be on PBS. So we will be writing a book, and when you see us, buy a copy. And when you see an African American, give him or her the love, because they built, hear this word, the first African nation in Africa called Liberia, 1822. Thank you very much. Wow.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. So who wins the Jollof competition today? Anybody claims the Jollof competition?
Not a topic of discussion for tonight.
I think it's usually between
the Nigerians are here. No comment.
We don't want to fight, or we don't want to fight. Let's leave this conversation.
Not at all. I'm not fighting today.
No, Francis. Okay, Francis, please finish quickly for us. Go ahead. In terms of events, yes, go ahead quickly.
So we have.
We're good. We're good. Yeah, you're good. You're good.
We have a Cameroonian Cultural Day on August 22nd.
Okay.
We have called all the tribes associations to come and have a dodo dance and the tribe traditional food over there. It will be on at James Park, Evanston. James Park, Evanston.
Okay.
So, and I have a question, please. All these events, I will have to be part of all of them and share in my forum, but do you have a WhatsApp group where, or do you have a forum where we can see, or where everybody can share his event, so we can come over everything? Everybody just say it, but I don't have time to write it up.
That's a great question. Fatima,
I know the one with all of those informations. I used to have the Cameroonian president information, but I'm not familiar with your face, so I leave that to Alenko and Dr. I have the new president of NAPA. I don't have her info. Please kindly share it with me. I make sure that they join the WhatsApp group, and the Zambians, the Senegalese, and all of those people, so then we can refresh the group. The closest event so far is the coming of the ambassador. So then you all, as leaders, we can have a brunch with them, address our issues, even for him to go meet the other ambassadors and talk about issues that we have in Illinois, as the diaspora in general, not only the Malians.
No, thank you so much. So like you said, so those, I think I'll pass all your information to Fatima again, so she can, those who are already on there, you are on there. If you're not, she adds you to the group, and then we can take it from there, right, Fatima?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It was nice meeting you.
Wait. We have to win. We have to choose the winner of the jollof thing first. I don't know if CABAC. I know Cameroonians are, when it comes to jollof, I think they have to join this competition. No, it's always been traditionally between Ghana and Nigeria, but it looks like the Senegalese and the Cameroonian are trying to infiltrate into this class, right? So on this show, who should we give it to? Should we give it to the Togolese because they are neutral? Should we give it to the Togolese because we don't want any fights?
Yes, I think so. You have it.
Okay. So
I support.
Okay, great. Chioma says they can have Nigerians can have a competition. Yeah, this matter. Okay, so how about we do a general at that African festival? We will do a jollof festival too. A jollof competition at that festival. How about that? So that
Senna.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, a quick question. I want to address something. I think yes. So when you say African festival, there is an African festival here in Chicago, but it is not organized by we that represents Africans here in Chicago.
Yeah.
So definitely, for us coming together, we will need to have a yearly festival of our own. The other African festival that you mentioning sounds more like a business event, but we need an event of our own. So I think something that we need to start working on behind the scenes to have our own festival, and that is where the Ghanaians will beat the Nigerians with the jollof cooking.
The jollof competition.
So let's start working on that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay,
it's gonna be hands down. No contest. I think that's what I think that was what Dr. Gaye was talking about, right? The Africa Festival of Arts. That's So we want ours to be African Festival. No any word at the end of it. Just African Festival, right? Chicago, right? So that would be nice. That would be dope, man. With all these great leaders, you all and the others, I think it will be smashing.
Or you can say Festival of African.
Okay, look, that yeah, Festival of Africans. Good. That way. The name is not similar.
You make you think about what's the origin. What does that mean? So now you can say it's from Africans
in Chicago. Okay, great. We have great ideas.
Taste of Africa too can also be sort of Taste of Africa.
Yeah, Taste of Africa is a good name.
Okay, I see the ladies they like the taste because ladies like to add spices to things. Okay, so we have a comment here from Amadi Okere. Hi Chioma, this is Stella with United Africa Organizations. Please send me your email. So Chioma, please make sure you get in touch with her. And then Portia says, hi, Senna and Progressive Minds. Great necessary topic. I would love to see and have the African community work with us and create the first African parade in Chicago.
Yeah, why not?
Wow.
Yes.
Real traditional. I would love to be part of making it happen, Lord. Okay. And that would be powerful. And then this is from Eunice. She says, Ghana National Council of Chicago is available on Facebook and Instagram. Keep in touch with us. We are having a community picnic on Saturday, as President said, July 31st, and looking forward to Ghana Fest 2022. Last comment, she says, please follow NAPA. Please follow NAPA Chicago on Facebook and Instagram. We are having a social mixer this Friday the name is there in Chicago. Please visit Eventbrite to get more information. Basically, looking forward to our first in person since the pandemic. Okay, guys, it has been great. It has been wonderful. I know you all like to give your last words, but if you can help me and make your last words just 5 seconds, that'd be great. Let's start with Joseph. 5 seconds. No, Francis. 5 seconds. Last words. Go ahead. Okay, he can hear me. Chioma, 5 seconds. Your last words. Okay. Fatima, 5 seconds. Okay. Your last words.
Yes. Well, can you hear me?
Fatima, 5 seconds. Your last words.
Love, peace and love.
Francine, your last words.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. It's a great pleasure. It was a good pleasure for me to be a part of this. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. KWESI.
Well, I just want to say it was a pleasure being with all you guys. Hope to do this again.
David Matanda. Okay. David, we can hear you. Okay, David is having issues. Dr. GAYE. Doctor, we can hear you. Okay, Doctor ARTEMUS.
We are not tribal. We are ethnic groups.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Matanda, we can hear you now.
Yes, it was a pleasure to meet all fellow African leaders and progressive minds as always. One thing that I want to,
you are
guys, I want to tell you, like,
you've gone past 5 seconds, my brother. But make it quick. Make it quick.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Just an update.
Quickly. Yeah, quickly.
Yes, guys, as I will not leave this show without talking about my country, Uganda. It's going through very serious COVID right now, and if you know of any resources, let it be masks, what any resources that we can avail to us and we send to our people in Uganda. It is as bad as it was in India, as you saw, and it is very hurting. So many people are dying, and we are appealing for any help, anybody who would like to extend a hand to my countrymen and women in Uganda. This is a hard time for them, and I ask you, all of you, to pray for them.
Thank you so much. No, this has been great. It's been wonderful. I know that I said this will be the last statement, but something dropped in my heart when David, I think Dr. GAYE was talking about when you see the African American, something of that sort. I think that was in, I want to give you all again another few seconds to, what is your opinion when it comes to working with collaborating more with the African American community? Do you think that the African community can do more by collaborating, by, attending their events too, working, our relationship with the African Americans more in the diaspora? Because again, we are minority, and they're, these are black fellow blacks. The Caribbeans are fellow blacks. More so, the African Americans built this country. They laid the foundation for us. They shed blood, they shed tears for us, to come here and enjoy everything we're enjoying. And so, your opinion on this? Again, this is our platform, so we can kill some more time for something that's very, very important. Let me start with you, Dr. GAYE, Dr. ARTEMUS.
Thank you so much. I love this because you said it well. African Americans built Liberia. Most people don't know that history. 1822, 88 young men and women left from New York on a cold winter solstice. And before they went through Sierra Leone and Liberia, most of them were dead. But today, one of their daughters became president of Liberia, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. So we know the story. It's a wonderful story. We're going to write about it, and I hope we can share it. And we should work with African Americans, because Juneteenth, and this should be our proposal. Let's push that Juneteenth also be celebrated in Africa. Because guess what? The end of slavery, most Africans don't talk about slavery as if it's an amnesia. It's wrong. So there's a better way we can bring our people to know about these things, because we can't look at our brothers and sisters and just look down upon them. Sometimes we Africans, we are good at doing that. To show expression on our African American brothers and sisters. Today, Liberia is being saved by a friend from a Jamaican American. We received the largest gift ever from the city of Chicago Fire Department. More than $10 million worth of equipment, oxygen masks, or beds, PPEs. And we are shipping those things to Liberia. We are going to share with my Ugandan brother. I can reach out to you, whatever I can help you with, I'll give you, because together we can build a vibrant community. Because I am, as my favorite Kenyan theologian and philosopher says, I am because we are.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. David, quickly, David, your take on this.
Yes, I'm very grateful, my brother, and I'll be reaching out to you, and I appeal also to all other fellow leaders. If you know of any resources that can help because the situation is really bad. I'll be grateful if you pass that information to me. But to go on question of unity, I think I've been one of those people who have been trying to bring African Americans together. When I started the cultural gala and Uganda community, I reached out to the African community. They came with their band. They came with other activities that they participated in the cultural gala, and that was a very good connection. They went back knowing like this was. I mean, they appreciated us reaching out to them, and I think let's keep doing that. Let's reach out to our brothers and sisters of the African American community.
Yeah,
and we welcome them. Let's make them feel welcome to us, so that we find unity, so that we work together.
Thank you so much. Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much, Fatima.
One very good
quickly,
point.
I beg, go quickly, Fatima. Quickly, I beg.
Go through when we were trying to pass the bill as law for the hair braiders not to take 1,500 credit hours in Springfield, but instead just 300 credit hours, since it's a part of our culture. When the braiders went into one of the senator's office, what he said was, how come the Africans from the African continent are the one who come from Africa and try to make laws in the United States of America regarding the hair braiding, because the cosmetologists are very powerful than we are, since they are in numbers and we're not. Then they look around and they say it's not all about the African people from Africa. We also have some African American here, and we only had one African American lady. Her name is Miss Sherry, and with her, the bill was passed that day as law. So I'm not among those who say and who believe 1 second that we are whom we are without the African American, because we are whom we are because of them. If it was not for them, we wouldn't be here today, and vice versa. So we need one another.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
However, solidify our how you call it, tied our knots.
Yeah.
Before joining hands with them.
Yeah.
Because we are hands full on ourselves.
Right.
Our own. So when we reach out to them, it's gonna be
easier.
Yeah. We are all queens and kings.
There you go. Thank you so much. Francine, please, quickly.
Yeah, Fatima, she said it all, you know. Yeah, first we Africans need to be involved in everything that is going on in the city. Because if there is like some conference call, some Zoom, you don't see no African. So people ask, you ask stuff for African, but no African is showing up. There is no African. What we doing? We need to be involved in stuff that is going on.
And I'm talking about our specific relationship with the African American community.
Oh, African American community.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like me, like Fatima said, the breeding people are African, and then it's a lot of stuff you have to do to be able to reach out to each other, you know, so you can survive. You can survive.
You believe that? Do you believe that? You believe that the African Americans patronize more of your business than Africans? Is that a reality?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a reality.
So do you think that we can also work towards patronizing their businesses, or, you know, at least associating ourselves, trying to know their community more and treating them just like they treat us, like with respect?
Oh yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
We need to do that.
Okay,
yeah.
Great. That's all I wanted to get, because again, like the guy said, a lot of Africans tend to look down on African Americans as though we are better than them. This is just pure reality. This is just plain truth. We see it every day. And as on a platform like this, we have to be, as leaders, we have to send the message home to our community members to say, nobody's better than anyone. If anything, they are here. They pave the way for us. They help us, and we can only do our best by trying to get to know them, trying to participate in their activities, in their festivals, and trying to patronize them, patronize their businesses too, even as they do unto us. No, let me hear from Francis quickly, and then we can take KWESI as the last comment. Francis.
Yes. So, for me, organize events, invite them. They like to hear about our culture, our historic, our stuff coming from Africa. They also know Caribbean and their own culture, but they will like to be part of what is origin Africa stuff. If we have event and we invite them, they will come. Just say Ghana have the Father God. So we have this festival called Bantu Fest. I know some of you know about it. It's a Cameroonian guy who has that.
I know. Don't worry.
And his audition is African American. And he organized stuff for African American.
I know.
So it's possible.
Let me tell you, when it comes to festivals in Chicago, forget Ghana Fest #1. Okay, that one you can't have.
Festival in Chicago. Don't you all forget African Fest in general.
In general, no, yeah. This is just by the way. No, Francis, to add to your point, let's invite them to our parties, which we have always been doing. There's no festival in Chicago. There's no Afro or maybe African festival in Chicago. African related festival in Chicago that has succeeded without the contribution of the African Americans, right? So that we have always been doing. We invite them to come. They come and patronize us. They make us successful. How about us going to theirs too? Okay, we know some of their parties. We know the Bad Billiken, Juneteenth. So we also have to reach out to say, hey, try to reciprocate what they do with us. You see what I'm saying? So that's my opinion. So great point, Francis. I really appreciate that. KWESI, please close us with this one. I know we are close.
I just want to say that sorry to hear about my brother from Uganda and what he said. We will all get together with the Ghanaian community and first at least pray for Uganda and treat all of you to do the same and see if there is a way any of us can, have any way of helping them out. But in terms of the topic on board right now, I agree with what everybody else has said. But again, charity begins at home. It will be important for us to get our stuff together first. Then when we are formidable, then we can take that as a next step. So let's move from middle school to high school before we go to college. So it will be great to be able to engage them, because working with them will be helpful. But last but not the least, if we're going to be engaging African Americans in this country and invite them to our events, what is important is for us to stop using the African time, because a lot of times we've tried to invite them to come to our events. They show up 3 hours before, 3 hours, and the event hasn't even started, and then when they leave, they don't come back. So if we are going to be engaging them, we should stick to the American time. Thank you.
That's a good point.
That's a very important point, and I think go ahead, Fatima.
When the governor, the former governor was there, he always invited the African community for Juneteenth.
Okay.
With Congressman Danny K. Davis.
Which one is it? Is it Blagojevich? Which one? Which of the governors? Pat Quinn. Pat Quinn.
Pat Quinn.
He always invited us as well. He was very friendly. After Pat Quinn, the one who came, Bruce
Rauner. Okay, yeah.
I discovered Juneteenth with him on the west side with Congressman Danny K. Davis. Whoever are the Africans working with Danny K. Davis are the one not passing the message, because the west side always celebrate Juneteenth. They always celebrated it. For the past 10 years, I discovered it with them, and there is a particular church on the west side. They always had an event about it, and at that event, every Juneteenth, the governor of Illinois goes there.
Okay.
However, when the new governor came in office, We have not been invited. I don't know any, I have no clue about what is going on. So that link to the city, I believe we need to come, like I said, let's have a meeting so that we can organize on June 10th. It has, Juneteenth is an official holidays. So this year is gone. Moving forward next year, even if we're not invited, we should do something, invite them over our community.
Okay, that is very true. There is someone that I wanted to come on the show. She just won Grand. She's the Miss Grand International. She wanted to get on the show, and we shall see if we can have her say a hi to the community leaders. I know with time is fast spent. She's just landed. Abina, can you hear us? Okay, the African community leaders are still here. You can say hi to them. I'll send you the link so you can join and say hi to them, okay? Do you have a minute to do that? I'm walking to the car, so I can do that. Okay, all right. So we try and do that. Just begin sending the link right now. So Abuna can just say hi to her. The goal is to get her to meet the leaders because she's doing something great. She's raising the flag of Africa very high internationally. She's come to Chicago. She's also working with the diaspora. She's visiting Chicago from California, and we just want to know what she's doing. She gets to know you. You get to meet her. Who knows how we can collectively work together going forward. While we wait for her, is Fatima still here? I think the point that we were trying to make is that it's good to invite the African Americans and all of that. And I think it's not necessarily just inviting them, but the perception that we have of them, right? The perception that we have of the African Americans is what we need to work on as a people, not to work towards a space where we are not looking at them as though we are better. And I think that is what we want to drive home. And as African leaders, we know that this type of perception has been lingering in our communities for a long time. And so if we can work towards that and create an atmosphere where our members, the members in our communities, can stop the name calling, because we know there's a nickname that we have for them, which I don't want to mention on this show, right? And it's not appropriate. All right, it's not appropriate to call any human being any name, any type of derogatory nicknames. And so these are the things that we have to, these are the messages we have to drive home to our communities when it comes to acknowledging the African Americans. So we have Abuna. Abuna, please take off the mask for a second so we can see you. Okay. And we want you to say hi to the community. Tell us who you are, what you have done with the Grand International, and why you are here in Chicago, and what's the project for you ahead. Abina Equiaba, you meet, these are some of the African community leaders in Chicago. You cannot do anything here. You can't be successful in anything in Chicago without working with these folks. I guarantee you that. No, I'm just joking. But they have been working for years. Very, very vibrant leaders. The Ghana leader is here, Uganda, Liberia, Togo, Mali, and Cameroon. So Abuna, you can take it from here.
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Abina Ekuaba, and when was it? About last year, I won Miss Grand United States, and I became the first Ghanaian American to win that title. I went on to compete on that stage, where I competed with almost about 65 women from around the world, and became the first Black MGI, Miss Grand International. From there, I moved to Thailand because I had to live in Thailand, and I've been touring after that, doing my duties. So I basically do a lot of humanitarian work. So whenever I travel to a country, I try to meet up with the people that organize events and do amazing things, things that help the society and benefit the society in different ways. I try to connect with them so that I can be able to partner and do more. So luckily, I was able to hear about this beautiful organization, and I was like, I would definitely like to reach out and get to know all of you and tell you more about me so that we can get together whenever I do come back to Chicago.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing. Abuna also is the first African known to have worn Black Lives Matter costume during this grand show. Is that correct, Abuna?
That is correct. I had a platform. So with every beauty pageant, they give you a 2-second window. And within that 2 seconds, you exhibit a platform. Like, let's say, or you exhibit a costume that represents your country. So usually the girls that go before me, that went before me, they would do, let's say, the American Eagle or the Statue of Liberty. But I thought that's first Ghanaian Miss Grand United States, I should do something that represents us and something that talks more about what's happening in our community at the moment. And at that moment when it was the Black Lives Matter movement. So that's what I decided to do on stage, and I was able to make a difference.
That's beautiful. What is Grand International in the first place?
Miss Grand International, so it's one of the top 6 beauty pageants in the world. So we have Miss Universe, we have Miss World, Miss Grand, Miss International, Miss Earth, and Miss Supernational. So before you can go to Miss Grand, you have to win the national, which is Miss Grand United States. So it's just like Miss Universe.
Thank you so much. A lot of times when people say you should display a costume, you being an African and from Ghana specific, again, Ghana has won the day, okay, for all the Jollof the Jollofers can take the Jollof. We will take the Miss, whatever. So
the black women.
Yeah, the black women. Okay. Thank you, Fatima. So when it came to costume, you could have worn anything else. We see African ladies, wear a lot of African costume, but you chose to wear Black Lives Matter. Why?
Because the organization, every beauty pageant represents something different.
Okay.
With Grand, it stopped the war and violence. That's their main purpose. The girl that wins, she has to travel around, she has to become a brand ambassador, and she has to be an advocate for things that are happening in the world. So at that moment, what was happening in the United States that was very dear to my heart and I really wanted to shed light on was the Black Lives Matter movement. So I was like, okay, you know what? Since I have that little platform, let me be able to exhibit a bit of the things that are happening here so that I can gain the platform to talk about it. And by doing so, I ended up on BET, I ended up on Yahoo, I ended up with Beyonce's mother posting me. So there was so many open doors that came my way and I was able to talk more about things that were happening here.
Excellent. Abuna, what do you think of the relationship between Africans and African Americans and to a larger extent Caribbeans as well?
Well, I think that there's some kind of tension because it's so funny. When I won, I have been competing and I have been representing Ghana for a very long time, since I was little. At Miss Universe, I represented Ghana. This was the first time I represented the United States. And a lot of Ghanaians were mad at me and angry, upset because I represented the United States. I think that it doesn't matter. We're all one people. We all want the same thing. So I think instead of us arguing with each other and having tension, we should be able to come together and rather try and do something great for the society.
That is beautiful. Abuna, I know you just traveled. You've been traveling yesterday we spoke, you were in Chicago. Today you went to Washington or New York, I think you're back to Chicago, something like that. So I know we obviously you are at the airport trying to get yourself together. We want to thank you for this short moment and availing yourself. You've met the leaders. We hope that we can organize an in-person. There are so many things in the works, festivals, soccer tournaments, events all over the place that we would like you to introduce you to, like you to be present and meet all these people in person. And hopefully we can do great things together. Okay, Abuna?
That would be so amazing. Also, I have a huge platform in the Asian community. So it's always good to come together so that we can help each other via social media, via our presence. So I'll be very grateful if that can happen. I would definitely stay in touch. And thank you so much for inviting me.
Absolutely. Francis, KWESI, Francine, Fatima, and David, what do we say to Abuna?
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you.
We're very proud of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Yes.
On that note,
continue.
Thank you.
Well, on that note, I know there's a lot of comments that's coming in, but we came because of time. Nelson, Amos, and Confidence, your comments are well acknowledged. What is going on in Uganda? It is nothing like what's going on in Nigeria or Biafra or Ambazonia. So, yes, there's a lot of struggle going on in the African community and on the continent of Africa. But as we're coming together and trying to brainstorm on ideas, who knows the help that we can contribute. Remember, to whom much is given, much is required. I have been your host, Alinko with the Progressive Minds. I want to thank my audience for being part of the show. I want to thank great guests from the Cameroonian community, Ghana, Uganda, Togo, Mali, for all your contribution to this success. We want to be doing this more often, and we shall be doing it more often. Again, to God be the glory. Remember that Sunday coming, we'll be talking about parenting in the diaspora and within the African context. Parenting, big issue. So on that note, guys, have a wonderful night. It's been pleasant. It's been heartwarming. We shall speak again very soon. Okay, y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.